Hi, we just finished meeting for intonation practice on August 20th, and we started with let's get it over with. Let's get it over with. Let's get it over with. And the last 3 or 4 reps is what makes the muscle grow. The last, I don't have to say the T because my tongue is going to go further forward for the TH. Last 3, and just keep the airflow going. The last 3 or 4, and there's a Y here, 3 or, because in between here, I didn't mark it, but there's an invisible Y when you go from, oh, I put W. When you go from the high 3 to the lower or, 3 or, your tongue just slides down and makes a Y. The last 3 or 4 reps is what, and don't pronounce the T, what makes the muscle grow. Muscle is a little weird with all these letters and SC, but it just sounds like an S, muscle. So I can tell my muscles are getting stronger. You can say getting or gettin', making it more casual. The can will just get shrunken down to a KN, kin sound. I can tell my muscles are getting stronger. I can tell my muscles are getting stronger. I hear what you're saying, and I hear you. I hear what you're, this T and a Y makes a cha, and instead of a perfect or, I'm making a you're, what you're saying. Instead of, I could say, I hear what you're saying. That's no problem, but I'm making it more casual. I hear what you're saying. And I or and I. You can keep the D or just skip it and say and I. And I hear you. I hear what you're saying. And I hear you. This means I hear what you're saying literally, the words that you are saying. And I hear you means I understand your meaning really well. She's great at it. She's great at it. Great at. This T turns into a D, so I just moved it over, and you won't hear a T here. Great at it. This T turns into a D. The last one, you hold it with dit. She's great at it. The article had some food for thought in it. An invisible Y because the article, instead of article. So don't make the T, and the I won't sound like article. It changes to it or a. Article had some food for thought in it. Food for thought. I'm not making a perfect or because it's just quicker to say fur and not round my lips. Food for thought in it. T changes to D. Connects. The the article had some food for thought in it. That's why we pay him the big bucks. That's why we pay him the big bucks. That's why we pay him. So the H disappears on him and we connect the Y, pay him, pay him. And big, you won't hear that G, so hold big bucks. That's why we pay him the big bucks. That are a dime a dozen in this town. That are a dime a dozen in this town. That are a dime a dozen in this town. Question. Who ate the last piece of cake? Who ate, invisible W, going from rounded lips who to unrounded lips A. Who ate? Who ate, and no T sound, hold it. Who ate the last piece? I'm not saying the T. Last, I'm kind of putting my tongue in the T position, but not making it T. Last, or you can just skip it. Last piece. Last piece of cake. Hold that final K, cake. And then the answer, somebody might say, I plead the fifth. And definitely you don't have to say the second F. We just skip it. We don't say fifth. Fifth. I plead the fifth. Who ate the last piece of cake? I plead the fifth. It remains to be seen. This has an option here because it, don't make the T, it remains to be seen. So remains ends with a Z sound. So we change the T to a D when it's between two voiced sounds. So it would be a duh, remains duh. And you can say remains duh. But usually when Z is at the end of a word, we're not keeping our voicing going the whole time and we start turning off our voice before we're done with the airflow and it turns into an S. Remains, remains, remains. So then you're already losing your voicing, and when you make the T D sound, it will sound more like a T. Remains ta, remains ta. So either way, it doesn't matter. It's going to be very short and it won't be noticed. It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Sorry, sorry. Either way, however friendly you want to be. Sorry, I didn't catch that. I didn't. Did your tongue goes to the D position and then make the syllabic didn't catch that and hold the final T. Sorry, I didn't catch that. And we didn't get to these, so maybe we will next Wednesday. All right, no talking. Let's get it over with. The last 3 or 4 reps is what makes the muscles grow. Oh, it is a muscle, singular. The last 3 or 4 reps is what makes the muscle grow. I can tell my muscles are getting stronger. I said getting. I can tell my muscles are getting stronger. I hear what you're saying, and I hear you. She's great at it. The article had some food for thought in it. That's why we pay him the big bucks. That are a dime a dozen in this town. Who ate the last piece of cake? I plead the fifth. It remains to be seen. Sorry, I didn't catch that. All right, I'm kind of losing my voice tonight, so this is a great place to end. Thanks, and I will not have pronunciation meetup next Tuesday again because I have another appointment. So I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks. Oh, and if you haven't done the poll, please click on it and give me your feedback of what would be helpful to help you practice English, and give me your ideas. Thanks.